Hey yo, what's going on, guys? Aiden here from Rangers Place. How are y'all doing? I am back after a while being gone. Just before I get into talking about the Rangers Montreal game, I just want to say I apologize for not covering the last few games. I have just been dealing with a lot, not like sad or anything. I've just been pretty busy with my own stuff, with my hockey. With not really being in the best mood to record a video, with school being a hassle. A lot of shit's been on my mind. A lot of crap's been happening. But we're back with what was a great game, I believe, in today. A very close but yet very, very good game by the Rangers as they played the Montreal Canadiens, who have been struggling, but they did put on a good fight. The Rangers beat the shit out of them. Not like a big score, 3-2. And when I mean beat the shit, I mean beat the literal shit in the end of the third period where there were fucking fights and fucking Gallagher fucking sucker punch Goodrow, which I'll get into in a little bit, but what a game. So we're gonna start off, with the stats and all that shit. We're gonna get into the goals and all that shit after we get to the shots and the usual stuff. The Rangers outshot them by 134-33. Power plays, the Rangers 0 for 3, Canadians 0 for 2. Penalty minutes, 26 for Montreal, 14 for the Rangers. Hits, 27 by Montreal, 23 by the Rangers. Block shots, 9 by the Canadians and 23 by the Rangers. And turnovers, 6 by the Montreal Canadiens. I had to move my camera a little bit so I can fucking see it. And 4 by the Rangers. So we get in, which great game. That first period was really the Rangers. We'll get into the goals here. The Rangers started off by Kaapo Kakko. Two goals in the last 2 games for him. He's been looking great. But I'll talk about him after it. And then the second goal, tying goal by the Canadians, Christian Dvorak, the guy they traded from. They were traded from Arizona, traded to the Montreal over the offseason. And then Chris Kreider continues to strive for his 12th goal of the season. And then what was a huge, huge goal by Julien Gauthier. What I mean huge goal, not like a big goal, but like a beautiful goal. And then Josh Anderson right after. Penalty summary is Michael Pezzetta or Pezzetta. I don't fucking know how to say it. I really don't know a lot about him. Him and Reeves, they got into a scrum. Both of them assessed minor penalties for fighting. And Revo, man, this is why we get him. Be a fucking great physical, forechecker. And he's been exactly that to pump up the guys, which after that fucking huge fucking win in the fight against Pezzetta, he hyped the boys up, hyped up the crowd. You saw him do this to the fucking crowd. Hype up his boys. Get it in. Other shit, we'll start off with the penalties. You had Barclay Goodrow, 2 minutes for cross-checking. And then Chris Weidman, 2 minutes interference. This is from the first period. I had to get in. And then the second period, right after the fights, Keandre Miller, 2 minutes tripping. Weidman gets his second bit of the penalty. 2 minutes tripping. Gallagher, we'll get into that. 2 minutes for roughing. And then he also served a 10-minute misconduct. Josh Anderson, 5 for fighting. Trouba, 5 for fighting. Who gives a fuck? We're going to talk about Kaapo Kakko right now before we get into Gallagher and the whole other bullshit. Kaapo, man, he's been fucking brilliant. And people were calling him a bust before, as the slow start, as all that shit. But right now, I'm going to say this, and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but this is the start of the Kaapo Kakko show, ladies and gentlemen. You have seen his work. You have seen what he's been doing these past 2 games against the Devils and the Canadiens today. He's been looking great. He has been fucking putting fucking numbers up, putting goals up from the shootout to the fucking regulation goals. What a fucking guy he's become. Even before that, he went a whole 10-game, pointless streak, but he was looking good before. He just wasn't finishing his chances, and he was on a line with, Strome, who was out for a bit, due to COVID. He was on a line with Artemi Panarin, who was putting up points, but had a pretty slow start, but now he's looking better and more comfortable in his own end and putting up very fucking good numbers. And, yeah, leading the team. And Strome, same thing. they were fucking setting each other up. As one of my friends, Core Python, go follow him or subscribe to him on YouTube. He said that second line is starting to get going from like guys like Jesper Frost and now Capo Caco, which should have been last season because he was on that line first last season, but got a little bit used to. Now they are fucking rolling, and I'm excited to see the next fucking couple of games spanned by these guys. Now we're going to get into the whole scrum and the whole controversial fucking play by Brendan Gallagher, man. And I'm going to say this, everyone say fucking Goodrow, flopped and shit. I don't think that was the case at all. He took a fucking, so I'm going to explain it. They were chatting to each other, probably chirping. I think, Goodrow was reminding him that he lost in the Stanley Cup final, and I guess Gallagher's too much of a fucking pussy, so he had to turn around after getting into a little scrum with Goodrow and, give him a little lesson as he sucker punched him right in the face. Goodrow goes down, and the usual Habs fan said he flopped, but he took it like a man, got right back up, went over to fucking Gallagher, tried to get into a fucking scrum, stand up for himself. Refs do their job to knock off that shit, and as I said earlier, he was assessed 2 minutes for roughing. That was served by Joel Armia, and a 10-minute misconduct, which really didn't fucking matter. Look, Gallagher, you're fucking stupid, all right? You do something fucking stupid when your team is down by one with mind you, at least 30 seconds left in the game. They had 28 seconds left in the game, not 30, but close to 30. They had time to fucking get something going. But you are one of the leaders on this team. You are the longest serving fucking Canadian in uniform currently. Because Shea Weber's gone, probably going to retire. Carey Price is out for a little bit, but he's close to coming back. You are putting a fucking terrible example for your team. I get it. It's built up frustration, but you're really going to fucking do that? I mean, we've seen cases of people getting fucking punched in the face. Like Dylan Larkin, for example. He punched fucking Matty Joseph in the face, but that was over for a complete fucking reason. He was taking a fucking... Larkin was hitting the boards by what was a fucking terrible hit by Matty Joseph, and he didn't like it, so he goes up and gives a fucking punch in the face. And he was assessed a fucking fine. I forgot what it was, but it doesn't matter. Gallagher, he's a fucking idiot. He goes up, he gives him a little piece of his fucking mind. I guess he couldn't take a little fucking chirp, so he decides to be a little boy and fucking do that shit. What are you fucking doing, man? You're a fucking idiot. Like, okay, we can get into it. Josh Anderson, same fucking thing. You get it out with Jacob Trouba. You score a big goal to put your team back into within one. But then at the end of the game, you go to give fucking Trouba a little left. What the fuck are you doing, buddy? And then so Trouba persists to beat the shit out of him. Sure, he did put up a good fight, but Trouba ended up beating the shit out of him, winning it. This was all in at the end. This is the original 6 rivalry that we were saying here, but that is it. It's whole bullshit, and we're not really gonna get into a fight. Revo, man, great fucking game. And Igor Shesterkin, huge game by him. Sure, he did let up 2, but, it's 2 goals that, he pretty much wants back, but they won the game. He continues to strive to, be a fucking Vezina, finalist, maybe even a Vezina winner. I have no clue what this season is going to look like for him. I kind of do have a clue. It's going to be a great year. He had been putting up fucking great numbers. He's in a good save percentage. Been winning. And the Rangers are now 10-3-3. Last time I checked, they are first in the Metropolitan Division. So that is good to fucking see, ladies and gentlemen. So, great game. I think things to look at here. You're going to look in the future with the Rangers, being on end, being in a 4-game winning streak now. And you're going to say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have guys like Kakko who are finally starting to show up, starting to fucking wake up and put on the fucking numbers that he was drafted for. He was drafted to put up goals like that and to make plays like that. Him, Panarin, Strome, that line is fucking great. And I'm fucking safe to say, good fucking game by the Rangers tonight. Jacob Trouba, same fucking thing. I liked Trouba. Fox was fucking great. June Gauthier was fucking great. We're gonna get into the Sammy Blais thing. That was something that came out earlier this morning. Um, it's inevitable. I think everyone's looking back on the Buchnevich trade, but that makes no fucking sense when they didn't know that this was gonna happen. They didn't know that Blais was gonna tear his ACL and be out for the rest of the year. It's inevitable. I wish Sammy the best. He was personally one of my favorite Rangers currently. He was an instant impact, great power forward kind of guy, leading a good forecheck. Him and that line of him, that short little line of Lafreniere, Hedel, and himself, that was a great line. Him on the line with Kreider and Zibanejad, that was a great line. But now that he's gone, it sucks. And he wasn't a point per game, but he was a good player. I think that now that he's out long term for the rest of the season, people are going to look back at the Buchnevich trade and say that St. Louis won this. But look, ladies and gentlemen, no, that's not the case at all. What happened wasn't something that the Rangers were going to know that was going to happen. It's something that was fucking, just came out of nowhere. But PK Subban. And people have been saying many different things, saying that it was accidental or not. He made contact with Sammy's fucking leg. Watch the replay more closer. You gotta open your eyes a little bit more, and you gotta see his foot hit Sammy's foot, knock him off his balance, and his fucking leg goes back, and all his fucking history, PK. It was not intentional, but buddy, you are fucking stupid. And I'm not sorry by all the backlash you're getting because you want to fucking do all this bullshit and then call it a bad habit. Oh, give me a fucking break. Bad habit my ass, buddy. You control what the fuck you do. You control what the fuck you do. And Trevor Zegras even called you out and said you need to stop that shit. You did it to him. You have done it to fucking Reeves. You have done it for your fucking whole career, buddy. And everybody fucking knows you as PK Subban. So give me a fucking break on this whole slew foot bullshit, buddy. You become more of a slew footer than you have a fucking good player. Like, what the fuck, man? I used to like you. I think you were a fucking great guy. I didn't like you when you played against the Rangers, but outside of hockey, I liked it. You're a class act. But now you're full of shit. So I'm not sorry about all the backlash you're getting. Sure it wasn't accidental. Pardon me, it wasn't intentional. Sorry, I'm kind of slurring my words. Just got back from hockey. But you have a history of this shit, accidental or not. People are gonna look at you and say typical PK Subban. I'm not gonna get into any of this a lot more because you have been seeing it all over Twitter, all over Instagram, all over anywhere that you see hockey news. You've been seeing PK Subban, and if you didn't see that thing on Instagram where it was the compilation of him slew-footing fucking players all the way from the start of his career to now, then go ahead and look it up because it's exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm not going to be bitching about Subban all night because what is it going to get me? Is it going to make me lose my fucking voice? No. If you follow me on Instagram on my personal, you will probably see my stories. I made 2 stories about it. And if, so I'm going to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Next Rangers game is on Thursday, November 18th, against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Time. So catch that, ladies and gentlemen. I will hopefully make a fucking video about that if I have time to come back. But I promise you guys that I will be back and you will be seeing daily Rangers videos. And if you guys want to see daily, Rangers updates, please go follow my Instagram. Link in the description. I will catch y'all guys later. Peace out, everyone. I'm sorry for the lack of uploads. But now, since we're back, we're full. We're action-packed. Let's go Rangers, baby. I will catch you guys in the next Rangers win. See you, boys.